Right, on to the next level of illumination. What I've done so far with this is work my way up from burnt umber through burnt sienna to light tan colours. Obviously we are multinational, we have different skin colours. I've chosen a black and white picture here to work from because that gives me all the information I need about tone and about the formation, the substance of the face and the structure of the head. Even if I just put a light transparent pinkish glaze over this, that would resolve into a pretty good colour photo of the person. But we must be careful with these colours now, because if I push too much Naples Yellow into here, then the skin tone is going to go a little bit more oriental, which is great if you're doing oriental portrait. But I'm going to keep this a little bit muted, and I've now got to select my next illuminating colour. So if I just use the Naples Yellow, it goes more and more yellow. And so I'm actually going to introduce some good quality white into this and see where we go with the next tone. Now that's a big jump, although with the amount of paint in the brush, you can see that the previous darker colour is working in, so it's not such a big jump now. Let's test it over here. So this is getting on towards a lighter flesh tint here, but if you compare it with the white paper, we're still way down in a fairly mid-tone. So testing in an area where it doesn't matter too much, let's illuminate the side of the chin here, and then that lovely sort of craggy skin coming up over the protuberance of the chin. Let's further illuminate the light on the bottom lip, being more selective. I'm not getting rid of the underlying colour that I've done, I'm just putting a new little bit of lighter tone in so that we start to model the features a little bit more carefully. Just touching the brush in to form some of these crags and crevices. There's some fantastic lines in this face. So what I'm trying to do is to leave my underpainting colours as my mid-tones and darks. I don't really want to have to paint in too many lines because that can easily look a little bit too much like a cartoon. If we keep the jump in tone very subtle each time, then we see all the subtleties of the previous colours we've used. If you jump too quickly in contrast, then the new brightness knocks out your ability to read the subtleties of the previous passages of paintwork. So bringing the brightness up onto this cheek, swinging in towards the nose again. Creases up towards the eye. They sweep in and drop in a bit lower, don't they, like that? And then we're up to the bottom lid. I'm just pressing the brush into more of a blade shape so that I can touch the light on the bottom lid. And let's go across, downhill slightly, and pick up the lighting on the illuminated part of the other eye. And then the overhanging brightness of the eye out to the edge. And correspondingly on this side, just where the light's picking up the top lid. A little bit of brighter work underneath the eye. Right, down slightly more to the left of the main part of the nose here. looking at the shape of the nostril that side. Leaving the deeper tone across where the bridge of the nose is, and then applying a bit more of this brightness up around onto the forehead, but leaving the upper part as if it's creating the illusion of going back into the darkness, curving back over. So the brush is getting a little bit dry again now, so touch of water round and round on the cardboard so that it's not too wet, and then let's just check that we've got sufficient illumination where we need it, so just above the mouth there, a little bit more illumination where the top lip is, but keeping it quite selective and craggy. Put the lines in the face there. That's working. Perhaps a little bit more over that top lid there. And the detail of the folds underneath the eye, both sides of the picture, and a little bit more illumination picking up on this cheek here. Because I'm working on watercolour paper, it has a certain texture to it. And with this dry paint, if I scumble round and round, the texture of the paper helps me to convey the texture of the skin. So, do we go to a smaller brush now? Let's bring this down a little bit over here. And I think maybe we could go to a smaller brush. Just checking I've got enough light chin and down the side of the face there. Yeah, so let's change to a smaller brush. That one goes in the water. And I am going to start putting in a few lines on the face. So I'm going to use a rigger brush for this, which